Hello and welcome back to the PowerKPIs Getting Started course series. In this session number 8.3, we will learn how to configure date formats and control values with a special PowerKPIs feature called period flags. Let's get started. This PowerKPIs setup shows our running sum of sales by region versus last year. What's special about this setup is that it rolls up the full year, even though we are not all the way through the whole year yet. We are currently in September in this dashboard. Yet, it already shows us all the values from last year, all the way from January to December. This already gives us a good visual indication on how things could develop in the current years from September onwards. Instead of using last year, we could also use budget values or forecast values, for instance, to roll up against them. Okay, so how do you create something like this? Let's quickly open a new worksheet and go through it step by step. As always, we select our PowerKPIs extension first. From here, we pull in our measure names and pull it on measure names, our measure values on measure values, and our order date on the date field. Then we can grab our regions pill and pull it on the dimensions field to get the same aggregation level as in the example sheet. To analyze our KPIs on a monthly basis, we adjust our date pill from year to month. Since we are interested in analyzing our running sum of sales, we can quickly add the according table calculation to our sales pill. After this, we can use our measure names filter to select our running sum of sales and exclude all the other KPIs that we don't need for our view. Click OK. And to make it visible in our extension, we have to quickly go to the configuration menu, move to configure visualization, and set our running sum of sales as our main KPI. Click save, and then it's visible. Now, with this basic setup at hand, we need to do two things. First, we need to configure our dates so we can roll up to a full year and compare it with the values from last year. And second, we need to add the period flag to call out our current months. Let's start with configuring the dates. As a first step, we need to tell the extension that it should only use the data from the current year and the last year. There are multiple ways of doing this. In our case, we will simply work with a year filter. To always get the latest 2 years in our dataset, we will work with the top condition. So we apply use all here and then move to top. In here, we go by field and select the top 2 of order date and make it a maximum. Click OK. To have the right order of operations of our filters, we will make this a context filter. As a second step, we need to add our last year comparison. Similar to the previous video, we will have to use a scenario pill for this. However, since we are always looking at complete years and do not have a rolling window view like in session 8.2, we can simply use our order date pill to create the scenario. To make our order year a scenario, we can simply pull it into detail. As you can see, the PowerKPIs extension has realized that there seems to be a scenario field, so we can simply click the button here. At this point, the rollup setup is already done. However, we cannot see it yet as our dataset has full data entries for all years. To make the rollup effect visible, we can use this prepared filter pill right here. It basically cuts down the data of the latest year in the dataset according to a parameter, which we can adjust later. So let's quickly apply this filter and also make it a context. Set this to true and add it to the context. And then we will also grab our parameter, which determines the according months, and make it visible. As we can see, the KPI cards now show data from January to September of our current year and for our last year it shows the full year, which is from January to December. If we now use our month parameter to move 1 month further, so from September to October, we can see that another bar is added to our charts and our KPI cards. In this way, we are slowly rolling up the year. In a real-world scenario, we would of course not need this parameter. This is just for demonstration purposes to simulate what happens if new data is being added. The last issue we need to fix is our comparison values. As we can see, we do not have any values here anymore. The reason for this is the PowerKPIs extension currently does not know what values to compare, as there is no indication of the months it should use. To change this, we need to use the period flag to call out the right months. So this feature not only helps our dashboard users to find the right months, but also the extension. To add a period flag to PowerKPIs, we need to work with a calculated field, which is already prepared here. This calculation basically indicates the according month that should be used for the period flag. In this case, it is determined based on the parameter that we just saw. In a real-world use case, we could for instance have our period flag being calculated based on the months in which our worksheet or our dashboard is being opened. To apply our period flag to the PowerKPIs extension, we can simply grab the period flag pill and also pull it on detail. From here, we enter the configuration menu in the top left of the canvas and navigate to Style KPI cards. In the Dates drop-down menu, we can select our period flag down here and click Save. As we can see, our latest month is now being called out by our period flag. Whenever there is new data added to our view, the period flag will move accordingly, and also the comparison values will be calculated accordingly. Finally, to make our KPI view a bit more appealing, we can make some styling adjustments to our cards. As always, we use the configuration menu here. Right now, the names of our KPIs are a bit too long, so we can reduce them here. Then, to make the charts a bit easier to read, we will switch from bullet charts to bar charts. Lastly, we can reduce the number of columns, change our layout to layout number 6, apply a different theme, and also apply steering color to our cards. Click Save again. Close the configuration menu, and we are done. We have successfully created a KPI view rolling up our current year versus last year using date part and calling out the current values with a period flag. In the next video, we will learn how to set metric attributes for our KPI cards. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and a comment and consider subscribing to our channel.